While studying in London Business School Means 2003 cohort, I co-founded Mean Prep, which has gone into one of the leading admission consultancies globally. In just 2.5 years, we've helped over 200 students get into top business school across Europe and the US. We've secured admission with GMAT scores as low as 565 in European and US top 3. Last year, we put 30 students into LBS, representing 10% of the entire MEME class of the business school. Beyond MEME program, we've guided candidates into schools such as Harvard, Wharton, and Stanford MBA, even with average GMAT scores. So today, I'm going to break down exactly what makes a good letter of recommendation, in my opinion at least, and how you can secure one. So just a word of intro before we get down to business. The recommendation letter is actually one of the most underrated part of the application. It's the only part where someone else is going to speak on your behalf. So here's where 80% of candidates mess up. They think, oh, easy. I did a good internship at a prestigious firm. My recommender is super qualified. They're going to write something good. And what happens? The recommender ends up using a very generic template that could work for any or his interns. Remember, your letter of recommendation needs to make sense with the other parts of your application. So it needs to be highly personalized. Please keep in mind that your application file functions as a whole and will be reviewed as a whole. All the part of your application should function in harmony. So usually the selection committee will review a candidacy this way. First, they will skim through your CV, then they will browse your leadership essays, and then they will do the same for your personal statement and then recommendation letter. Here's a concrete example. If you're applying to a master in finance, the selection committee is looking for very hardworking individuals. But you can't just say, I'm hardworking in your personal statement. That means nothing. This is where your recommendation letter comes in. It needs to be your past mentor actually proving this with real life examples. Let's say, Thomas came before everyone else and left after everyone else during his internship. I remember during this project that he went above and beyond to deliver results for the client, blah, blah, blah. You see what I mean? Every recommendation letter is going to be different. So I can't give you a generic framework. But what is interesting is to actually look at the successful recommendation letter and understand why it's good and analyze it. So this one is from a successful Wharton candidate, anonymized for the protection of our clients. So don't hesitate to press pause, have a look at the letter of recommendation, read it, and try to, elaborate some ideas on why you think it's a good recommendation letter, why you think it worked, and then we're going to analyze it in a second part of this video. So hope you had the time to read it. Do not hesitate to read it like many times if you want to. So why this recommendation letter succeed? So I'm going to give you several reasons. First, it's extremely specific. The recommender isn't just saying, Faisal is a good guy, we work hard, blah, blah, blah. Instead, it gives concrete example. Leading a digital dashboard project, handling board meeting preparation under pressure, working directly with C-suite executive, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Secondly, every example aligns with what Wharton is actually looking for. They mention quantitative modeling, data analysis, handling pressure, working in teams. The recommender is telling the Wharton selection committee that this candidate already has the skills that they're trying to teach. The letter doesn't just list achievement, it shows growth. When they talk about and let feedback and improve his communication style, that's exactly what business school want to see. It proves you can learn and adapt. And this is very important for a business school. This letter also stands out because it's backed by numbers. The 3.5 billion asset, specific project, real impact, etc. It shows leadership and teamwork, describe actual situation, not general praise, and connects everything back to future potential, to future success. So if we go back to the dating analogy that I usually do to explain this to my student, the recommendation letter is a bit like your wingman. If they just say, yeah, he's a great guy, that means nothing. But specific stories about how you handle tough situation or help others, that's what makes an impact and that's what is actually memorable. A common misconception. I can't control, like a lot of students tell me, I can't control what my recommender writes, but actually you can guide them, not by writing it yourself, of course, but by reminding them of specific project and situation they can mention. Don't forget that your recommendation letter is the only part of your application where you need to emphasize on your strength and you need to compensate for your potential weakness using the voice of someone else. The biggest mistake that I usually see, they think that they need to get the recommendation letter from the most senior person possible who actually barely knows them. A detailed letter from the direct supervisor who actually work with you is worth more than any generic letter from a C-level executive who met you twice. The selection committee reads thousands of letters claiming, this candidate is in the top 5% I've ever worked with, but what they want is real concrete example that prove what you're saying. So all in all, your recommendation letter should be like a trailer for your professional impact. You need your recommender to tell stories that grab attention and breed credibility. Hope this video helped you understand what makes recommendation letters truly stand out. If you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to check out my other videos that break down other parts of a business school application. And if you want insider information, material, template, or letters of past successful candidates, do not hesitate to check out my Instagram where I share all of this for free. See you in the next one and good luck with your application. Take care.